Welcome to City Talk. This is Karen Kostafik with the Park Rangers, and I am so excited to share our spring programs with you. It is April, and boy, the parks are beautiful. Starting off on Tuesday nights, we are holding our regular series of walks. All of these are going to be at the north end of the park. On Tuesday, April 4th, we've got a wildlife walk at the north end of Riverfront. Neat things to see right now. There's a lot of bird activity. We have lots of cormorants, herons. They're nesting in the trees near the diversion dam. Fish are starting to move upriver, and so the fish passage is getting busier too. Lots to see. That's Tuesday, April 4th at the north end at 6 p.m. A lot of people who are just new to the park are surprised that we've got all this wonderful nature so close at hand downtown. And those people who are starting to come back for repeat visits are noticing the seasonal change. And as leaves fill out and birds move back in and things light up on the river, there's just something a little different every week. And so the compare and contrast activity is always kind of fun. But we are never at a lack for something to see at the north end of Riverfront. It's really beautiful. Then we are doing another one of our Spring Fever Fixes, and that is on Saturday, April 8th at 1 o'clock, again at the north end of Riverfront. We encourage you to wear your really good walking shoes. This is a challenge walk and a fitness walk, so we're going to get the cardio rate up first. It's a 2-mile walk. We will walk really, really fast, and then we'll slow down and amble our way back to the trailhead and look at some of the things that are blooming or growing or happening along the lower trail. It's always good when you're coming out to bring a water bottle, a refillable water bottle. We've got that's environmentally sensitive, of course, and we've got a water fountain at the north end. So you do need to hydrate. It's already hot out there, and you don't realize that you're going to lose fluid as quickly as you do sometimes. Always wear good shoes for walking. We're going to cover a couple miles on this one, so that's a must. But anytime you're coming out to the park, you should expect to, flip-flops aren't the best. And at this time of year particularly, it's good to check the forecast. Spring is fickle, and we could have an 80-degree day today and a 55-degree cold and rainy tomorrow. So just check the forecast before you come out the door. We are really excited. The week of spring break, April 10th through 14th, Monday through Thursday of that week, the Park Rangers and Sustainable Midlands are partnering on a drop-in program. So we are encouraging families and school children to come out and explore our new Carolina River Ranger curriculum. We'll have stations with some hands-on activities to explore aquatic life and watersheds and learn about our river habitats that we've got right next door. This will be at the north end of Riverfront Park in that grassy area next to the old lock on the historic diversion dam in the canal lock there. And that will be April 10th through 14th, Monday through Thursday. We'll be there from 11 to 2. And this is just a drop in and come by. You don't need to book anything. There's no appointment. We'll just have stand-in, hands-on stations for you to explore. And we're pretty excited about this. We will guarantee that you'll learn something you didn't know about either Columbia or our river, or the critters who live here. We're excited about having some hands-on activities for everyone. Starting on Tuesday, April 11th, our wildlife walk that night will be a fish passage walk. We have at the north end, built into the diversion dam, a structure that allows migratory fish to ascend from the Broad River and up over the dam. This was built to allow these migratory fish, anadromous fish, who spend most of their lives in saltwater in the Atlantic and make that journey back up into freshwater hundreds and hundreds of miles to spawn. This allows them to get up into that upstream reach. And the history and the natural history is just really fascinating. So during migratory season, we open the passage for tours. So come see us for a fish passage tour on Tuesday, April 11th, and that will be at 6 o'clock at the north end of Riverfront Park. The target species, the ones that this was built for, are American shad and blueback herring. But every other fish in the river uses it. Once you open a highway, it's open to everyone. And so there is a biologist who works there periodically sampling to make sure that this is working as designed. And we see large and smallmouth bass, catfish, stripers, all sorts of Fish are just it's really pretty exciting, and we'll have a recent count and more information at these walks on Tuesdays. It's a pretty neat thing that you might not realize is right there. Our ever popular history tour is on Saturday, April 15th. That's tax day too, but so take a break with that. 1 o'clock at the south end of Riverfront Park, and this popular tour will meet at the Red Schoolhouse, and then we will slowly work our way down through to across the pedestrian bridge and look at all those historic structures that are associated with the canal and the water plant, and talk about where we've been and kind of where we're going. There were two canals. What we want everybody to realize is the canal you look at is the 1890s canal, and it was really built on top of the original canal, which was built in the 1820s. And we help people understand where each of those canals were, and they had entirely different functions too. Wildlife Walk again on Tuesday, April 18th. We are alternating wildlife walks and fish passage walks. So on the 18th, we're back to the north end at 6 o'clock, and we're looking to see what's popped up to bloom and what kind of critters and birds are out there. The north end of the park used to be less used. It used to be a secret place, and everyone's catching on to the north end of Riverfront Park, which delights me because it's truly a beautiful place. But it is now a lot busier both day and night. Lots of people are coming with picnic lunches, and they'll park in the shade by the canal and enjoy lunch. It's definitely the best place to have an evening walk and get a short run in and also catch a sunset. But these Tuesday walks will let you learn a little bit more about that favorite park too. Fish Passage Tour again. That is Tuesday, April 25th, and this is another chance to take a look at our Fish Passage. We will meet again at 6 o'clock and learn all about the fish that use that, the target fish, the target species, and the visitors as well. The reason that the city has a Fish Passage, it is a requirement of the license to operate the Columbia Hydroelectric Plant. So the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission requires that natural species and aquatic health be considered in licensing a hydro plant. It would be possible in the past, it was possible in the past, before this license was issued in 2003, to completely take all of the water at the diversion dam, funnel it into the canal, and dewater that bypass stretch of the Broad, which was really lousy for aquatic species. With this new license, of course, the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission required a couple things of us, and one was building that passage to allow migratory species to pass through in the river. A second thing that they required was a minimum flow, especially during spring season when fish are migrating. And there's a gate there beside the Fish Passage that ensures that flow is going into the Broad River and not just the canal. And the third thing was to look after our population of Rocky Shoals spider lilies, and we will be talking a lot about that next month in May, because those things will be popping very, very soon. We are holding this one at 6 in the evening on Saturday, April 29th. The birds are busy in the morning, and then they kind of quiet down in the evening. They get another burst of activity before twilight. So 6 o'clock on Saturday, April 29th, we'll have a spring bird. We had a really warm February, and we started to get a lot of things come a little early, and then we had one more cold snap, and I think that just crushed everyone. It crushed nature and everyone's spirits, but we are definitely in full-time real spring now. It will not... everything is out and blooming. So we've been seeing some native azaleas bloom. We've got a few places where we have those natives. Everybody's got the ones that they planted in their yard, but we have a lovely Piedmont azalea that's tucked in a few places. It's kind of fun to grab a field guide if you don't have one, and we can certainly walk with you. That's the purpose of these walks, maybe for you to start to learn a little bit about what you've got. There are lovely plants and blooms out there, and they really support some of our insects and pollinators. I know people, bees come out at this time of year, and we see wasps nesting and carpenter bees, but we want to help people realize how important all of our pollinators are. The moths, the bees, the butterflies, and all of nature is this wonderful web that we hope everyone can appreciate when they either open up their door and look out in their backyard or come to one of our parks. Our spring tree identification on Sunday, April 30th, will meet at 10 o'clock at Granby Park, and Granby Park is 100 Catawba Street. That's the western terminus of Catawba. Granby Park, we've not been visiting quite as much lately, but this is a great time of year to go down and explore Granby. It is at the western terminus of Catawba Street, 100 Catawba. It's very near Founders Park, the USC Ball Stadium, and it's got a lovely stretch of river access along with a boat landing and spring trees as well. Things change so much, and we all come out and welcome the seasonal changes. It's a lot easier to figure out what kind of tree you're looking at when the leaves are on. It's a real challenge when it's down to the bark. But we'll have a lovely dichotomous key that we help you use, and you can take one of those along and figure out what kind of trees are in your yard and your neighborhood after this program. It's a chance to just walk along, look at the trees that we've got in the park, and learn how to identify trees, learn some of the benefits of various types of trees. We've got a lot of wonderful natives. You can always find our program list on the city's webpage. Go to columbiasc.net, and then under the Department tab, click Parks and Recreation, and then navigate to Outdoor Adventure. All of our programs are always listed there. Additionally, you can call Parks for information at 545-3100. Thanks so much for joining us again for City Talk. I look forward to seeing you all in the parks.